Okay, guys, welcome to our show with the doctors. I bet you thought that medical doctors couldn't bust moves. So we had to disprove you there. Today we are talking about, I'm sure the music says it all, that's by the popular late Fela Kuti, skin bleaching. You dey bleach. We're talking about skin bleaching today. I'm your host, Dr. Julz.
And my name is Dr. Okay.
I'm Dr. Yvonne.
My name is Dr. Waleria.
Okay, we went through a fantastic research that says that a whooping 77% of Nigerian women use skin bleaching products. That is quite alarming. And it's like one of the highest in Africa, as in we are holding the torch when it comes to skin bleaching.
But you know, it's not surprising. And the reason it's not surprising is, before you talk about bleaching, you have black populations wanting to bleach. And we have the highest black population in the whole world.
In the whole world.
So if you're going to look for those that are bleaching, it's going to be Nigerians.
Yeah, but 7% is quite a number.
77%.
That's a lot, really.
And there are several factors that, you know, could be, will I say, blamed for this or responsible for this. So let's talk about those things now. Media influence.
This is very true.
Yeah.
A lot of times, you know, watching even our music videos, for example, some of our artists, they go all the way. You make a Nigerian song, a local dialect song, and when you're going to be shooting the video, you're going to see the foreign, fresh, yellow-skinned, light-skinned girls in the video. And these girls will be feeling bad, like, look, we are here, you're not using us, you're going to use these yellow-skinned girls.
You see where the bias is there?
Yeah.
You said foreign and the next word was fresh.
Yeah.
I think that's where the problem starts.
That's the impression they give to us, really. We don't even know if they're really fresh anyway. So we're just saying that they bring out these light-skinned girls. And then a lot of girls want to be like that. They want to be used as well. So they go, you see even girls that are fair get fairer. Start using bleaching agents. So it's really sad. So you don't blame them and all of that.
I guess, well, in their defense.
And then role models too, in the media. A lot of people,
make their video look multinational. So that's why.
Dr. Julz, that excuse, you're giving them very big excuse.
Why don't you have the real fair people? Why don't you have foreigners making their videos look multinational by including dark-skinned people in it?
Okay, I get where
Why don't you have videos promoting people darkening themselves, standing?
I think you have videos like that.
Why are we attacking just these people? Even men, all of you watching, you people like light-skinned girls. If they pass, you can't help but turn. So why won't dark-skinned girls go and bleach?
So now you're blaming the men for the reason for
I'm just saying,
bleaching?
most times
there's a male factor contributing to these things.
Okay, is your wife first?
No, my wife is dark. And frankly, I like the women dark.
Exactly.
My wife has to be dark.
Okay,
and I don't think you should blame men. Look at it, you're saying, we bleach because the men want us to bleach. But I've never really heard any man say, go ahead and bleach. Or you think we should throw it open to the audience and find out what they think?
Try.
No, really. Really.
Do you prefer a lighter skinned woman to a darker skinned woman? You can just hashtag WTD and let us know, and we'll collate that result.
I think it's a thing about esteem, really, because it's not just women that bleach, even some men also bleach.
Very true.
So sometimes people feel that they look better, and in all fairness to them, sometimes when you look at the before and after picture, they
kind of look better.
So they just think, look, I can look more attractive this way. I don't think I'm okay the way I am. A lady is dark and nobody's coming around her, and she looks fair, and then she's having a lot of, you know,
attention.
So,
let's not limit this to just blacks alone. Asians too.
Really?
Lots of Asians. It's a problem in Japan, actually.
Chinese.
It's a big problem in Japan.
They're light, or they're still bleach.
Personally, I want to throw a big shout out to everyone who has been black and has maintained it. For me, it's black and proud, and
absolutely, that's great.
Well done.
But one thing I really want us to talk about in this segment is this. You know that a lot of people use some very funny and ridiculous things to bleach. Heard of people using antiretroviral drugs, HIV drugs that very toxic. People use them to bleach.
How do they get this?
That's the big question to ask, really.
Find some of antiretroviral drugs, the side effect is getting you lighter.
Drugs used for curing AIDS.
Yes.
For
toxic
treating
drugs.
AIDS, rather. People use it to lighten their skin.
Absolutely. I don't know, man.
Will get them.
Wow.
Well, the one I know is people using hair relaxer. Hair relaxer to lighten their skin, which is just unbelievable.
But I think there's a funny twist there. Maybe they feel since the relaxer turns the hair golden, it's going to get the skin fair.
It's so fun, man. A lot of hustling and all of that. There was this time I had a patient that brought one stuff to me. It was like in 4 packs. It was glutathione, really, and said she uses it every month or so, or every other week, and she pays a large sum to get this thing. And she wanted me to just help her mix the whole thing and inject and all of that. I referred her to the next hospital. There was not even need to ask for any prescription. I educated her basically, and I said it was against my.
First of all, who is the quack that is asking to use glutathione?
She wasn't even Nigerian. She was from Cameroon.
Why?
Wow.
They should get back to their country.
Well, it's one thing to bleach. It's another thing to know what the side effect of bleaching is.
True.
So we'll take a short break. When we come back, Dr. YVONNE will be leading us on the side effects of skin bleaching. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Coming up next.
People from bleaching actually take out the protective layer of the skin, which is the outermost layer, the epidermis. Hello and you're welcome back to With the Doctors. I'm Dr. YVONNE, and today we've been talking about skin bleaching. I'm sure so many people are in awe. They've been hearing so many things. But now we want to talk about the effects of skin bleaching. Like we know, the skin is the largest organ in the body, and it has a lot of functions, inclusive of protection. It protects the body. It prevents dangerous rays from getting into the skin. However, people from bleaching actually take out the protective layer of the skin, which is the outermost layer, the epidermis. It causes so many other harmful effects apart from this. An example of which is thinning of the skin. Dr. Julz.
So you talked about thinning of the skin. And what is responsible for this is the steroid in this product. And you can see some people will now have like bruising, some very red areas because, that is directly...
Like a burnt face.
Like a burnt face. And then you have obvious capillaries. You can see their veins, especially in their hands. Then, of course, you have the dark knuckles and stuff. They are all because of the steroid in these creams. So you want to be really
For me,
careful.
I think it's really very ugly.
It
it's really very ugly.
It depends. It's relative.
And
it depends
also
on
depends on who does it, how it's done.
The one you can afford will determine whether it's relative or not. So it's relative, basically.
But I think also acne.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Simple term.
effect.
That thing we call pimples.
Pimples.
Acne, pimples, blackheads. Those things you used to bust. Bleaching.
I think the only
has
thing
been implicated.
Yeah. But sometimes some people don't get some of those things. I'm really considering this thing. But yeah, one of the major things that that's associated with bleaching, so to say, is sometimes they look older than their age. Premature aging. And you see a young girl that's like 32, 35, and you're like, Mom, are you 55 yet? Basically, and then it could be quite embarrassing, know. And then some other people don't even know some of those things they use. Some of the things are toxic, like we talked about the other time. Imagine taking antiretroviral drugs can damage your kidneys, your liver, and some of this.
Even the steroids.
The steroids in the
skin cancer. A lot of things basically that people have.
I think one question to always ask when people bleach is, when do you stop? That's one side effect we never really get to think about.
To know when to stop.
When do you stop?
When I'm yellow.
Keep on and keep on.
Keep on
And
bleaching.
there's this fear that when I stop, I'm going to get back to the former color.
Exactly.
And then they continue. And
because people have to maintain this thing. It's called maintenance.
Maintenance, exactly.
It's really bad maintenance.
There's also something called, I think, panda eye effect, where you have this black... Exactly. Those people that bleach actually have
these
around the eye.
You have this black bag under the eye.
They call it panda eye effect.
Exactly.
It's like waking up with black bags under your eye just because you're bleaching.
And also, you can have skin cancers. You don't want to go there.
True.
So there are so many harmful effects from bleaching.
Your skin.
But
Okay.
now we want to go over to the streets because we were there earlier this morning talking to a lot of people. We want to know so much about bleaching and what they have to say about this. So I don't want you to go anywhere. Just watch what we have to show you.
Some they like to bleach their skin because they want to be like Oyubos. That's why they are using cream.
Some people, their guys or their husband like light-skinned people, so they want to be light.
No way that they put Adiagbon. You know it very well. I know they use anything. Adiagbon.
I use my normal cream to rub my body, so I don't know of, it's an individual decision.
Some people bleach so that they will look more glamour, look more elegant.
I'm not a doctor, but what I think they use is hydroquinone, from what I've read before.
Like me as a black, like I get one time they use skin, because they gonna make me the clone summer and I stop. So if like say I want bleach, I will continue to use them and be yellow like.
You go see some old woman wey be say the skin where God give you, abi God do mumu, e no do mumu. Some you go see face, e go turn to monkey. Face e go be like a monkey. Here e go black, here e go black, here e go white. She no good.
Though I don't bleach, but some cream that people use to bleach contains hydroquinone, and it's not good for our skin. So some people they believe that when they bleach, they will look more beautiful. But they don't know that black is beauty.
Some of them are looking for beauty. Some don't like their color. That's why they're applying it so that they will look more attractive or somehow.
Bleaching, I think, well, it depends on you, basically. If you think you're not comfortable with your black skin and you want to bleach, but I think it's not a good thing anyway, because I don't bleach, don't mind my skin, don't. Yes, I am naturally this fair.
Where they bleach? Now wrong thing, no good. Because if they, as they bleach, then they smell.
Maybe they feel it's only light ladies that are beautiful.
Honestly, I don't think they even know the harm they're even doing to themselves.
When you have started bleaching your body, if you want to deliver your baby, if you have tear or something like that, they cannot sew it well for you.
Another way around, they are just exposing themselves to unnecessary, as in exposure to ultraviolet rays. And they are affecting themselves because as that ultraviolet rays is getting into their skin, it's damaging another thing again. As we know, we have hormones that protect our skins from ultraviolet rays. Yeah, we have what we call keratin hormones, you understand, and what also melanin hormone for coloration of the skins. So those hormones, as they are bleaching, they are already killing the hormones and they are exposing their skins to direct penetration of ultraviolet rays, which will cause skin diseases or it can even cause skin cancer whatsoever to them.
We are back on the show. That was an interesting Vox Pop. It's amazing when we go out there to find out people's perception about today's topic. We are talking about skin bleaching. And you know how we do it. We always have a specialist come in to have a chat with us. And right now, in the studio with us is an aesthetic practitioner. His name is Dr. Ire Akere. Welcome.
Always nice to be here.
Thank you. Yes, you're our favorite guest. Well, no offense to the other guests. Right, we are talking about skin bleaching. Okay. I think it's very important that we talk about those harmful chemicals that we find inside the products that we should be wary of. So let's start off with that.
Okay. Well, pretty much anything that's used the wrong way could be harmful to the skin. Yeah. One of those real buzzwords in the whole skin lightening field is hydroquinone. People ask themselves, is this a good product? Is this not a good product? We find that based on the melanin content of a person's skin, you might find that what would be considered safe usage on, for example, a Caucasian person would be very improper to use in the same exact way as would be, used on a black person. Okay. So
There's some kind of prescription involved
right.
or individualized.
It is quite
management.
individualized, and this is why things like skin lightening or skin bleaching, we're going to cover it today, is one of those type of things that needs to be professionally dealt with.
Okay.
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 Okay. I'm talking about professionally dealt with. I think I would come in hard. We have lots of people who just fly about the streets saying, I'm a cosmetologist.
Yes. Sir.
And they use products that are prescription products.
Yes.
Purely prescription products with side effects.
Right.
And people are flocking to them. And my concern is, what do you think we could do about this?
It's a really tricky question, the type of thing that could get all sorts of people in trouble.
Because you need to be careful. Yes, I don't think there's a really there's a law, guiding against such.
Yeah,
really,
we don't
so
have
far.
such laws. I think that's where we should start.
I think that's pretty much the biggest problem.
People start by arresting people that are bleached.
No, you can't start by arresting them. Arrest them on what law? There is no law.
That's exactly.
protect
So
them.
that's the first thing you need to know and all of that. But you were saying something about we have the Caucasians, then we have the blacks. So depends on what's applicable to both parties.
Exactly.
I know that in some creams you have the hydroquinone content to be 2%.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Now, are those ones safer than the ones that have higher content of hydroquinone,
Like
or that
4%.
2% itself is harmful enough for our skin?
Or should we avoid hydroquinone
completely?
Now, this is why I even came in the way I did. Hydroquinone as a product is still the gold standard when it comes to skin lightening, or for what it was initially meant for, hyperpigmentation correction.
Okay.
So now we find research has shown that even concentrations as little as 1% used over a long period of time have been found to cause a harmful effect, especially in people of African descent.
Wow.
Oh, so what are those harmful effects that you're referring to?
Okay, well, the most common one, caused by chronic usage of hydroquinone, irrespective of whatever concentration that might be, is what we call exogenous ochronosis, which is a deposition of homogentic acid within the cells of the skin.
And in English, it means?
It just means you have a terribly bluish, blackish, patchy nature of the skin, which is not melanin related. Because you might see that patch on the skin and you'll probably think it's darker skin, but it's actually not melanin. It's homogentic acid, like I said, which is deposited within those cells. Very difficult to treat, and so by you trying to lighten your skin and look flawless, eventually you end up with this really difficult, nasty type of skin.
So what's the time frame now for them to stop using such products?
Dermatologists would always tell you at this point that we need to practice more on a pulse therapy. Okay. So the pulse therapy pretty much means if you do have to go on a product like hydroquinone, ideally you should use it for probably about 3-4 months and go on what we call a hydroquinone holiday.
Okay.
So at that stage, you pretty much go into a non-hydroquinone containing skin lightener for about 2-3 months, just to give the chance.
Now, so some people you're giving them a bleaching technique now. So 2-3 months. Take a break for a month, and then you go back already. Now, I wanted to ask this question straight up. Being someone who's a bit good about the skin and like a cosmetologist, so to say.
Right.
Now, what's the best way to keep your skin in terms of cream wise glowing? Cream and soap wise. I've heard about some people tell you about products. No, not products.
No,
not products.
What to look out for?
I've heard. I don't know if you heard about some people talk about this very natural stuff. Ori, that's what they call it.
Shea butter.
Shea butter, yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
I've
and
heard,
then some people tell you that this thing is really good. It keeps your skin glowing and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So I don't know if you had people in your practice.
Well, if you're looking for glowing, healthy skin, yes, shea butter is a fantastic moisturizer.
Absolutely.
You might have it fortified with all sorts of other vitamins and antioxidants, which will definitely give you a beautiful glow. But that will not lighten your skin.
Oh, okay.
Okay. In terms of lightening the skin, we need to talk about natural products like arbutin, licorice extract, bearberry, mulberry. There's all sorts of other different skin lighteners in there.
Healthy skin lighteners.
We'd rather call them the natural-based ones.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, hydroquinone is still
Unfortunately, what?
hydroquinone is still that gold standard in terms of skin lightening.
So can we mix this hydroquinone with the shea butter?
No,
Just make a little bit of
remix. Now let's make it clear that when you're using hydroquinone, it should be in the hands of a specialist.
True. Exactly.
A doctor should be using it. It's not you buying and using at home or walking into any of those shops that have cosmetologists written on them. I don't know, why do you use gist without studying it?
I don't understand.
Yeah, the word cosmetology from Greek means you've studied that. And then
Exactly.
someone writes that and It's mind baffling. And I have a question. There's this thing around in the market, and everybody's using glutathione.
Right.
The white capsule. I think that's what they call it.
Okay.
Yeah. Initially, it used to come as blue, but now we now see white capsules in the market.
Ivory caps, there's white caps, there's all sorts of different things out there.
And they're just popping it and popping it. Yeah. I have two concerns. One, when do you stop?
Okay.
If you start it. Secondly, yes, it's not an essential amino acid. We know. So they say no side effect profiles. Do you think it's been studied well enough to understand that there are no side effect profiles? And do you advise someone to keep popping?
That's a fantastic question. Glutathione is definitely what we regard as the master antioxidant. Okay. It's something that the body produces at a certain level, but then as we age, the amounts, yes, you know, and as such, people are taking the glutathione, but research has also shown, once again, that oral ingestion of glutathione gets broken down by the stomach acids.
Yes.
So you really find that it's such a tiny fraction of what it is that you take that even gets into you.
Yeah. Injecting without a license.
Apart from the fact that it's injecting without a license, we find, you know, it's been FDA, you know, the FDA has
approved
not approved. You know, it's totally illegal. There are lots of practitioners that are being prosecuted as a result of what it is that's happening, both in the U.S., in the Philippines, and other such places. The only approved usage of the intravenous glutathione is for cancer.
Yes.
You know, cancer.
Because we know it has antioxidant.
That's right. You know, and then HIV clients. You know, when they're pretty much on the, you know, at the end of. When things are, you know, quite at the end.
Really
you know, because it tends to boost the immune system to a certain degree as well.
Okay.
Now, it's as a result of its side effect of skin lightening that people have decided, no, one way or the other, they need to get high amounts of glutathione into their systems such that they can achieve that side effect.
Oh my goodness. What's the side effect though?
The side effect, the known side effect at this point is that skin lightening, but that's only if you have really high amounts of glutathione in your system and over a
Which is what most people are looking for.
That's right.
Wow. Anyway, that's all we can take, Dr. Ire. Thank you so much for joining us. That was very informative. And of course, you know, the discussion doesn't end here. cooltv.cool. You can go there, click on With the Doctors, and leave your questions. When we come back, we'll be giving you some natural tips on how to, you know, maintain your natural, God-given color. So please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
It's been a very interesting one. Dr. Ari was able to share a lot of things on skin bleaching and the right things to do, basically. But on this particular segment, we'll be giving you tips on how to achieve a glowing skin. Dr. Yvonne, what do you think we can do to, you know, get our skin glow like yours, basically?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I've been longing to hear the secret.
All right. You need to actually protect your skin using sunscreen. It's very important. In this part of the world, in fact, the radiation is just out of this world. So you have to protect your skin. You know we have melanin, being dark-skinned people. And so when there's so much sun on your skin, it tends to get darker. So you can actually reduce that darkening process by using sunscreen.
I think I just want to chip in something. You know, when our audience walk into the studio, some of them wonder, why don't we give them a smoke break? And you want to know why we don't give you a smoke break? Because smoking is also bad for your skin.
True.
It's a totally smoke-free environment for us here, and we want you to continue that way. So do not smoke. When you smoke, you damage your skin. It's an age-long adage. Do not smoke, sir.
You also want to treat your skin gently. Have a simple routine, like wash your face before you go to bed. Some people sleep with their makeup. That is absolutely
really
wrong.
bad, yeah.
If you have a scrubbing routine, you don't want to do it every day. Twice a week is fine. And there's something fantastic that I learned from Tyra Banks. She uses Vaseline on her elbows and her knees at night to keep it nice and moisturized.
Wow.
So you want to do that. You know, when we age, those are the first areas where you see the sign. So you want to use the Vaseline on those areas. Those are some beautiful
but as simple as eating a healthy diet goes a long way.
That's
and
true.
Trying to manage stress. Because for a lot of ladies and even some men, you can see someone who is stressed out by the outbreak of acne on their face.
True.
And then you can tell that they are stressed out. So you take it easy on yourself.
True.
Relax and all of that. Eat fruits, eat vegetables. Dr. K, do we have any questions?
Yeah, we have questions, but before that, I would have asked, is the Vaseline meant to make you glow at night, like when the light is out?
It's to protect the moisture.
And then you need to be identified, so you put the Vaseline on your body.
No, you'll be surprised at what people do, right? To take care of their
And
skin.
talking about surprises, you'll be surprised at the question we got on our social media today.
Is what?
Seriously, Boma is asking, why do people still bleach despite the side effects?
Oh.
I don't know.
It's just like asking, why do people still take a lot of sugar when you know you can have
Why do
it?
people smoke when they know,
I don't know.
they have so many cancers
I don't
tied
know.
to it?
I don't know why they keep bleaching.
They've seen people
maybe
who
we
have
should.
bleached and gotten away with it without anything happening to them. But they just might
You
be
think
unlucky.
that's what you think?
No, but they might be
it does
unlucky,
not
really.
make sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. And Boma, we're going to throw open something for you. We're going to ask audience at home to send in an answer for you. And whatever answer they send in, maybe on our subsequent shows, we get to read that out for you.
All right.
But really, I don't know why they bleach.
Okay, that has been our show for today. We've been talking about skin bleaching. And remember, we can treat your question on our website. It's cooltv.cool. Just click on We the Doctors or hashtag WTD on Twitter and we'll get to your questions. My name is Dr. Julz and we're saying goodbye from Dr. Waleria,
Hi, guys.
Dr. Yvonne, Dr. Oke.
See you guys next time.
Bye-bye, and please stay healthy. Till next time.
Keep your skin glowing.